we as creatives in this industry asked the exact same question when we started with this, because you all know AI is so new that 1 year ago, 2 years ago, there wasn't such a reel. Like, all this work has been done in the past 1 year, and basically it is constantly renewing itself, because whatever we did 2 weeks ago might be obsolete already. Are we out of a job in the future? So we said, okay, let's embrace the technology. Let's see what it can do for us to express ourselves, to make clients happy. And this is why we started this approach. And that's why you saw this AI reel. We had lots of people work for us when we had those huge jobs. And then there was a shift in the entire, not only this region, in the entire world, where some clients said, we are okay with lesser budgets. We are okay with a bit of lesser quality, but can you please do your best to give us great output for the budget that we have? And traditionally, you would have said, no chance. We can't do this. But with AI, you can still try your absolute best to give a client or your own, let's say, your own inner filmmaker, if you're directing something for yourself, the absolute best quality. That is why we would say, yes, some jobs got already lost in our company. Some jobs can now be done with AI. But this is what the panel will tell you for sure with all the others today. If you are going for content that is highly creative, then you will not be replaced, because we think, for now, AI can't do this. So we would say this is a yes and no question. There will be jobs gone down the line, the simpler ones. But if you are on the creative side, if you're always like top notch, and if you think out of the box, then most likely we will survive, hopefully.
Okay, so again, thanks for having us. I just learned it's snowing in Germany, so I'm actually not moving. I have the sun in my face. I'm very confident here. I totally follow up, Stefan. What we learned is, yes, there will be jobs that will be replaced. That's the truth. But not for everyone, and not everyone that loses his position that he's working on at the moment is like losing his position permanently. I think the people that do not accept that AI came and it will stay here, so it's not going anywhere in the near future. So, and in the long future, not for sure as well. I think if you learn to adapt and embrace and make use of it, then it will actually help you. So, for example, if you're a scriptwriter, and you are usually like meeting with friends to get an idea. You have the writer's room, you have this. You could use AI as a sparring partner. Yeah, just for example, you write a script. You're not sure if this works well. Then you could always ask AI. Or what would happen with a script if all of a sudden the lead is not a man, if it's a woman? So you could use this AI to learn about how will the story change. Again, it's all connected with it's still yet not that way. But for example, if you also write a script, you could run the whole PDF into whatever tools you use and get a summary of where is the breaking point, where does the story work, where does it not work, why does it not work, what would be a proposal to work it. So you could use it as a sparring partner to work with it. So it's basically a dude sitting next to you. It's just AI, and you can talk to him and work with it. So I think there's chances, even for our work in CG. You have a huge movie and you want to shoot this, but you don't have the budget, as always, because you never have enough budget. And but you want this massive shot, then you can technically just train AI in a way that you use AI for this one big shot. So where you can have the whole cast explode on the road like multiple times, not just one time, because you only have one shot. And if the camera doesn't roll, you just missed it. So yes, specialists, like for example, if you're a 3D modeler and you are perfect in creating creatures and nothing else, yes, maybe that's a chance to look where you can divert into something else or use AI. So yes and no, there will be jobs that will get lost or are already lost. But if you're open to use AI, and if you're open to maybe shift your position a little bit and look left and right, I think it is a tool that actually will help you. So, yeah.
أنا يعني طبعا اتفق مع أليكس وستيفن قالوا، واظن هو التحدي الاكبر. يعني هو السؤال ده ممكن نسأله بطريقة مختلفة، هل هيبدل البني ادمين؟ ما اعتقدش ان الاي اي هيبدل البني ادمين، بس هو هيبدل نوعية الشغلانات اللي البني ادمين كانوا بيعملوها. ف يعني انا حتى كنا مره في مؤتمر كده، هو بيتكلم على حد كان بيتكلم على الاي اي، وهو قال حاجه لطيفه، قال يعني اي اي will not replace humans, AI will not take my job, someone who knows AI will take my job. فهي المشكلة مش في الاي اي نفسه، الاي اي نفسه هو أداة بنستخدمها زي اي حاجة تانية. زي ما لما الفوتوشوب طلع زمان في التسعينات، الناس اللي كان بتقعد تصمم بايديها كان لازم يتعلموه، اللي ما تعلموهوش هم اللي ما بقوش لاقيين شغل. فهي المشكلة مش هيريبليس البني ادمين، هو تول جديدة، والتو دي ليها مميزات كتيرة جدا، أسرع، بتطلع كواليتي أحسن، تقدر تفتح لك فرص أكتر بكتير جدا. والتحدي بتاعنا هو إن إحنا نتعلم. هل في شغلانات هتفقد؟ بس مش هقول إن هي الشغلانة نفسها هي اللي هتفقد، هي الشغلانة هتتغير. يعني اللي كان معتمد على إن هو لازم يشتغل بطريقة معينة، الطريقة دي هتبقى أوبسوليت، فهو هيحتاج إن هو يطور من طريقة عمله علشان يبقى بيدخل ال AI أو بيدمج الذكاء الاصطناعي في الطريقة اللي بيشتغل بيها علشان يحسن من وظيفته. واحنا كبني ادمين الموضوع ده يعني مش اول مرة يحصل لنا، احنا كلنا اي حد بيشتغل في الصناعة بتاعة الفيلم او الدراما في اخر 20-30 سنة كلنا شفنا الموضوع ده، او يعني بلاش حتى 20-30 سنة، في اخر 10 سنين 20 سنة بالكتير كلنا شفناها، من ان احنا كنا بنصور على فيلم بقينا نصور على ديجيتال. كان في يعني مقاومة شديدة جدا في الاول في اوائل الالفينات ان الناس مش عايزة تصور على فيلم وما كانتش على ديجيتال سوري، وما كانتش مقتنعة بيه، وان الفيلم هو اللي هيكسب، بس ديجيتال كسب. سوشيال ميديا ما كانش حد مقتنع بيها كميديا، وكل الناس كانت مصرة ان هو التلفزيون هو البرنس اللي مش هيتهز، محدش هيقدر يهزه من على عرشه وبتاع. عادي جدا السوشيال ميديا دخلت وكسبت واكتسحت. ده مش معناه ان الناس اللي كانوا يشتغلوا في التلفزيون مش لاقيين شغل، هم في ناس لسه شغالت في التلفزيون، بس في ناس طورت منها وابتدت تشتغل على ميديا مختلفة، وابتدوا يعملوا محتوى يناسب السوشيال ميديا. فهو السؤال يعني هل هو هيبدل؟ ما اعتقدش ان هو هيبدل شغلانة، هو هيطور شغلانات معينة، والناس اللي هي مش يعني زي ما أليكس قال اللي هو يعني رافضين ان هم يتقبلوا هذا النوع من التكنولوجي او هذه الأداة في طريقة الشغل بتاعتهم، هم اكتر ناس هيعانوا. بس يعني هي دي سنة الحياة، يعني ربنا بقاء الحال من المحال، كلنا لازم نتغير، ويا اما المركب هتقف يعني.
طبعا I agree مع كل اللي هم بيقولوه. I think ال AI عامة هيدينا فرص أكتر إن إحنا نعمل حاجات جديدة. يعني from a production حتى point of view ال AI is هيدينا فرص إن إحنا نعمل حاجات ما كناش بنعرف نعملها في صناعة السينما في العالم العربي for budgets. هيفتح لنا آفاق جديدة. هيبدل ناس، بس هيخلق شغلانات جديدة. يعني هيبقى عندنا ناس تانية بتعمل حاجات جديدة بطرق مختلفة بطريقة أسهل. هيسرع حتى كمان الوتيرة بتاعت الشغل. يعني أقدر أبرودوس حاجات أكتر، أقدر أنتج حاجات أكتر، إيذر في صناعة السينما، إيذر حتى في الفيجوالز وفي الديزاينز وفي الكلام ده كله. even دايما بص على التول بتاعت ال AI، it's not something that will replace us. لا، هو هيغير صناعات كتير، مش بس صناعة السينما، فاينانس، ميديكال، انجينيرينج. فأنا أقدر أطلع شغل أكتر بالتول دي، والتول دي مش بتريبليس الناس زي ما كله يعني بيتكلم. and it's a tool that will help us produce more stuff, better stuff, easier. يعني in production احنا بيبقى عندنا مشكلة دايما في الحاجات اللي هي let's say ما عندناش المثل اللي دايما بقوله we don't have a superhero in Egypt. ما عندناش حاجة. and this mainly comes for ما فيش منتج هيحط فلوس كتير ان هو ينتج باتمان ولا سوبرمان ولا اي حاجة من الكلام ده. with AI it will help you a lot to replace shots ما كناش بنعرف نعملها. either في كار تشيسز، عايز اطير حد في السماء، عايز اعمل كل اللي انا عايز اعمله. I don't think it's smart ان احنا نقول ان هو it will replace او it will kill jobs. Yes, it will change the way. فالناس هتبقى عندها jobs مختلفة، jobs جديدة that will emerge للرلم ده. this is يعني in a nutshell.
قبل ما اجي كنت قاعد معاهم بنفطر، ففي حاجتين لفتوا نظري، ان كل حاجة بسأل عليها بيقولوا ان حاليا هو ده الوضع، انما مش عارفين هيحصل بعد كده ايه. وده على فكرة موجود في كل انحاء العالم. احنا دلوقتي عندنا محافظين شوية على النظام في ال AI، لان ال AI لو فلت مش هنخلص، يعني هنعمل فيه حاجات يشيب لها الولدان زي ما بيقولوا. طيب انا هسأل سؤال تاني عن المستقبل بتاع الذكاء الصناعي ومقارنته ما بين السنة اللي فاتت والسنة اللي جاية، عشان بس ما نبعدش قوي. I'll ask you first, Stephen. What do you think a year from now AI will be better in or more efficient? And how do you compare this to last year?
It's perfect to see it from last year. Most likely, I guess you are being bombarded on social media with AI posts. Because once Zora opened, the floodgates were open, everyone produces content with it. 1 year from now, I personally could not stand seeing anything AI-ish if it wasn't done in the absolute highest quality. I think the people looked fake, their movement looked fake, all of the stuff was very ugh. So I would click or swipe away within seconds. By now, just 1 year later, I'm watching stuff, and for sure, I think I'm an expert. We are all from the film industry. We see when people are moving kind of strange, when something is wrong. We spot it. But now you see content that people did, and you believe it. It is amazing. Would I watch a 90-minute film done with AI? No. I for sure would see the flaws. I would want to be invested in the real emotion, in what a real movie gives us. So for now, I would say I am personally not interested in seeing digital humans created by AI in a 90-minute movie. But in 1 year from now, maybe it will change so drastically, like from last year, that I would totally say, yes, of course. Now I'm ready for it. Now everything looks so real and feels so not random, because this is what bothers me on humans in AI if they're not perfectly steered. The emotion feels too random, and that's why it falls apart. But in 1 year from now, this could be solved, and then I would be all in.
Different question, or do you want to answer this one? Up to you.
Up to you. I can.
Yeah, please.
You know what? Ask me another question. I weave in this and give you a new answer, and then we do this from there on. We do a wave.
So okay, do you want me to ask you a new question?
If you want to.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. We're now going to show snippets from your promo for your movie, the movie that you just directed. And الفيلم اللي هم عملوه 90 minutes. Yeah. مدته 1.5 ساعة. بس ده هجين ما بين الذكاء الصناعي والتصوير الحقيقي. وانا اعتقد ان لو قدرنا نعمل توازن في المنطقة دي هيبقى حاجة مفيدة لينا كلنا. كون انه يستبدلنا او ما يستبدلناش انا شخصيا مش عارف، ولسه بدري على الموضوع ده. So Stefan, how long did the movie take to produce and add the visual effects?
Now, this is exactly a very good example. For example, this is something we did exactly 1 year ago. So 1 year ago, we shot in December 23. The offline and everything was approved like somewhere around spring 24, and then we had like 6 months to do the post. So there is basically almost nothing AI in the trailer. I think there's 5 or 6 shots which have been done with AI. Am I talking too quick? I make it shui, I make it slower. So the thing is, at that stage, there was no real use for AI. AI was like really in the in the very early phase of being cool and being really usable. 1 year before that one, we recently found stuff we did 1 year before that, and it was really bad. At that time, we were super proud of what we did in AI. It was so cool, but from now on, you can't even look at it. So here we could only use AI for shots we could not possibly get, like were wide shots. For example, we had one shot that was like, it was a wide shot of the destructed mall. There was no way the mall was destructed this way, so we did it in AI. And then we used traditional 3D mapping and whatsoever. So we basically only used it for matte paintings. And we created matte paintings that basically were not possible at all. By now, 1 year later, this would be a total different game. We would create the shots in a much better way. They would be quicker. So a time saver. We only had 6 months for post here with 11 people. So basically there was no sleep for a long time. We would sleep way more and way longer and had way more shots in there. Because now AI is at a point where I can craft and create massive shots and they would be perfect. Our creating artist would say, hell no, this is not the quality I need. I need it not in 8-bit JPEG quality. I need it in proper quality. I don't get any highlights out of it. So this is the different position on it. Is it good for filmmaking? Yes. Is it good for really hardcore professional workflows? Heck no. Because we are still not there yet.
There's one story to it. So we are cinema lovers. So we sit in a movie and we criticize the quality. We watched this at the premiere in Bangkok on an IMAX screen. Even the AI shots look crisp and clean. If you wouldn't know, you could not tell. But the biggest thing these days is the delivery in 4K 10-bit for Netflix, because they want it in HDR. So if you did something down the line, any little error, they would spot it. And they took all the AI shots without any problem. They did not know, and we didn't tell them. So within the entire pipeline of shooting on a Sony Venice in 8K, all of a sudden you have these AI shots in there, which back in the day weren't real full HD. We just blew them up and they approved it and they took it. So if you don't tell, they'll eat it. And that is amazing.
Yeah. So what would change from our point of view here? The shots would be better. The shots would be more massive. The shots would look even more expensive. And that's basically it. We still would hand animate the monster and everything we did with mocap. And so that's traditional workflow. On the other hand, just to get the first question you had, and something in general, the only advice we can give you, we had to change our workflow because we are directors and we do all the visual effects with our team. We are hands-on visual effects artists. This changed dramatically because the clients have less money and the frequency of output is much higher. So they want more in less time with less money, but someone has to do it. AI is a great tool for that. So whatever you do, try to see where I can help you, because that's what we needed to do. Like, we really had to look out, how can we save potential? Time equals money. And this is where we use AI. So try to find your wiggle room where you can like shift to AI or use it as a tool or learn. Most people are afraid of AI because I will never learn it. The learning curve is super quick. You will start with it, and maybe Fودة can say something to that as well. You will start learning, being afraid of it, but once you get the point where you understand it and see your outcomes, you will only improve and you will get better and better every day. You're creative guys, so make use of your creativity. And again, 1 year ago, impossible. By now, you would get much better shots. So that's something. And for the future, I mean, what ستيفن said, it will improve even more. And we won't tell the emotion here, and we won't tell the wrinkles in the face. So this will all look photorealistic, I'm quite sure. The only thing which I still think will take a bit of time is your experience, your life experience, your emotional experience. How does it feel when you fail at school? You are sad. What does it feel like? How does it reflect? AI can only learn from what's been posted somewhere, what people discuss on the internet. This is where the knowledge is based on. But it's not emotional knowledge yet. There comes my yet. I love the yet. So this is something AI won't take away from you guys for now. Is the emotion and the life experience. That's a human factor.
لك السؤال يا أشرف. السؤال اللي عايز أسأله، أنت شايف إمتى او ايه اكتر وظيفة في مهنة انتاج المحتوى والكرياتيف هتتأثر؟ ايه ترتيب التأثر؟ يعني مين اكتر ناس هتتأثر بوجود الذكاء الصناعي؟
يعني هو صعب قوي ان انت تحدد شغلانه بحد ذاتها، لان يعني البرودكشن سايكل، الدايره اللي احنا بندور فيها في اي انتاج اي حاجه، بتبتدي من اول الفكره للكتابه للاعداد للانتاج للبوست. كل واحده من دول الاي اي بيقدر يلمسها ويقدر يتدخل فيها ويقدر يغير حاجات كتيره جدا فيها. طبعا الجزء الكرياتيف اللي في الاول اللي هو التفكير، الكتابه، البرين ستورمينج، الكونسبتشوال بارت، هيتاثر كتير جدا. بس انا في رايي التاثر الى حد ما كبير، يعني ايجابي بطريقه كويسه جدا. وانا متفهم ان في ناس عندها هذا التخوف من ان هو ممكن يخسر شغلانته. انا ما اعتقدش ان في حد خسر شغلانته بسبب جوجل، يعني unless ان هو كان بيشتغل في مكتبه وظيفته ان الناس تقول له دور لنا على مرجع معين، فيقدروا هم يعملوها دلوقتي بجوجل. بس الناس اللي استفادت من وجود جوجل اكتر بكتير جدا من الناس اللي اتضرت بوجوده. الاي اي از ا تول، يعني اي حد سكريبت، اي كرييتيف بيرسون، احنا بنشتغل في الاعلانات، انا علشان نطلع كامبين احنا التيم ده بيقعد كل واحد يطلع 10 افكار، ونقعد نبرين ستورم قد كده في ميتينجز، ونقعد نسمع الافكار وكل واحد يقول حاجه ونقتلها ونرميها ونبتدي نبني من اول وجديد. هي تجربه لازم تمر بيها غصب عنك، مهما كنت شاطر، مهما كنت اكسبيرينس، مهما كان عندك كام سنه بتشتغل الشغلانه، في الاخر خالص هي تجربه كلنا بنمر بيها. فانا شايف ان الاي اي تقدر تحسن التجربه دي، تقدر تبقى اسرع. لو انت كنت محتاج ان انت علشان تطلع 5 اوبشنز بتقعد يوم بتقعد يومين، دلوقتي تقدر تطلعهم في 5 دقايق. فتقدر تشوف اقدر امشي في انهي اتجاه، اقدر اطور من نفسي في انهي اتجاه، اقدر اعدل المسار اللي انا عايز امشي فيه باي طريقه. يعني زي ما أليكس كان بيقول على كتابه فيلم مثلا، اللي هو تقدر لو غيرت دلوقتي حالا الهيرو بتاعي من ان هو كان راجل عنده 50 سنه الى بنت عندها 15 سنه، ايه اللي هيحصل؟ الاي اي يقدر يديلك التصور، يقدر يفتح لك تصورات كانت صعبة أو هتاخد منك مجهود كتير جدا علشان تعرف تجيبها، أو ريسيرش كتير جدا عشان تعرف توصل له، هيأثر لك المسافة. أنا ما أعتقدش إن هو again it will not replace you. يعني هو ال AI مش هينفع أقول له اكتب فيلم يكتب فيلم، هو أنت محتاج تسوقه ولازم توجهه ولازم تقول له أنا عايز إيه. بس هو الادد فاليو بتاعته كلها في الحته دي. لو انا عرفت اوجهه صح، لو عرفت استخدمه صح، هعرف اطلع منه نتائج كويسه هتقدر تفيدني، هتقدر تعود على التجربه كامله بطريقه ايجابيه. ده بيحصل في الكتابه، وبيحصل في الاعداد، بيحصل في الانتاج، وبيحصل في البوست برودكشن. اي ثينك يعني من اكتر الحاجات او المجالات اللي هتتاثر جامد جدا، حتى يعني أليكس وستيفن اتكلموا عليها، هو البوست برودكشن. البوست برودكشن من اكتر الناس اللي هتلاقي الانفستمنت فيها هيقل، لان خلاص الاي اي يقدر يريبليس اورز اوف مان ورك كتيره جدا. فكان البروجكت اللي هم قعدوا فيه 6 اشهر علشان يعملوا البوست برودكشن بتاع الفيلم ده، دلوقتي ممكن يخلص في وقت اقل بكتير، ممكن يبقى ربع الوقت ده. فالمجهود اللي هيتحط، الاورز اللي هتتحط، التكلفه اللي هتتحط، تايم ايكوال ماني، فكل ده هيقل. فده من الديبارتمنتس اللي هتتاثر. بس ده مش معناه ان هم هيبطلوا يشتغل، بالعكس هو الخبره بتاعتهم كويسه جدا ان هم يعرفوا يطلعوا الكواليتي اللي احنا شفناها. يعني اي حد دلوقتي هيستخدم اي اي، لو روحنا كلنا بيوتنا وكتبنا كم couple of prompts مش هنعرف نطلع الكلام ده. it requires someone with experience، بقاله باع كتير جدا، عنده experience في الفيلم ميكينج، عنده experience في البوست برودكشن، في الانجلز، في الفيجواليزيشن. بس ف again it's a tool. انا شايف ان هو سوفت وير جديد. زمان كانت الناس بتستخدم whatever سوفت ماج، بقى يستخدموا بلندر، بقوا بيستخدموا دلوقتي هيستخدموا اي اي. that's another tool that we really need to learn علشان نعرف نكمل في هذه المسيرة. لو فضلنا ماسكين في الطرق القديمة والتولز القديمة بتاعتنا، احنا عارفين ان هي عليها expiry date، خلاص قرب، زي لسه دلوقتي شغالة بس in a couple of years مش هتبقى as popular. فunless ان انت هتابجريد وتنزل الفيرجن الجديد دلوقتي بتاع الاي اي، هيبقى عندنا مشكلة. لكن هو في حد ذاته مش جاي ورانا، يعني هو مش جاي يعدينا لسه يعني لحد دلوقتي. بس شكرا.
There's one real example of what you just said. In the trailer, there's this wide shot of the Thai jungle and this old monastery in there. We would have taken away the job of the helicopter pilot or the let's say the drone pilot and the crew flying there getting that shot. No director ever said, "Oh, I don't care, get me an AI version of it," if they have the money to shoot it. So if we would have had the money to shoot it, we would have said, go for it, shoot it for real. But the budget didn't allow. So the question is either don't have it at all, so it's not in the trailer, it's not in the movie, or go the AI route. So no one will ever favor the AI faked version if they have the proper budget to do it. So we all as filmmakers have the advantage, and the disadvantage would be just don't have the shot.
ثانك يو. حمزة، آخر سؤال ليك وبين هنفتح أسئلة للسادة الأفاضل. الناحية الأخلاقية، هل في تخوف أخلاقي؟ ولو أنت في مكان مسؤول، إيه أول حاجة هتعملها لتنظيم هذا الكائن الجديد؟
أنا مش عارف. أيوة تمام. والله بص، أخلاقيا يعني طبعا اكيد في حاجات كونتروفيرشال هتبقى كتير، بس هو لغايه دلوقتي ما فيش حاجه ولا ليجل يعني حصلت ان احنا نقدر نتكلم ان هو اكيد لو هنستعمله في حاجه اخلاقيا مش مظبوطه، زي اي حاجه. يعني التصوير العادي ممكن يستخدم في حاجة أخلاقية مش كويسة أو الكلام ده كله، بس أكيد هيحصل ريجوليشنز، والريجوليشنز دي مش موجودة دلوقتي. التخوف عامة في الريجوليشنز دي جاي في إنك أنت ال AI البرومبت ده بيطلع لك بني آدمين أنت ما تعرفش أساسا هم مين. هو بيسيرش الإنترنت، بيكريت a person، فأنت ممكن بكرة الصبح تلاقي نفسك صورتك على أوت دور هو مش انت، بس هو ال AI created الصورة دي والكلام ده كله. هو الليجاليتيز دي هتحصل يعني most probably غالبا في الكونجرس الامريكاني الاول قبل اي حتة هيبداوا يحطوا لنا legalities وحاجات زي كده. بس all of this يعني I think maybe in casting، يعني لسه كنا برضو بندسكاس الحتة دي. I think انه حتى even if you يعني انك لو وصلت لمرحلة انك انت تكاست real people and use them in AI، هتبدأ يبقى عندك regulations معينة انك انت انا ماضي مع حد فودة my talent مثلا and هبقى ماضي معاه مثلا ان هو I cannot use his AI unless مثلا I show him the storyboard او الكلام ده كله. فيبقى في regulations صغيرة ممكن نستعملها عشان نحافظ على الأخلاقيات، اللي هو أنا مبقاش خايف إنه هاخد الفيلم ده هعمل بيه حاجة شكلها مش كويس أو unethical أو الكلام ده كله. I think كregulation مفيش حاجة تخوفنا قوي، بس أكيد هيحصل حاجات اكيد الناس هتستعمله. ما فيش، احنا كلنا ممكن نستخدم الحاجه في الخير او في الشر، فيعني ما مش هتبقى حاجه تخوف قوي يا عمرو. بس هتحصل في وقت معين ان هتنزل علينا ريجوليشنز من الحته دي. ومن دلوقتي احنا دايما بنقول ايه، حتى even for clients، لو انا ببرودوس حاجه لكلاينت وهو خايف ان هو طب المودلز دولت هيحصل مثلا كوبي رايتس عليهم، ما اعرفش ايه الكلام ده كله. ف even if I shoot a real model and I embedded في السيستم بتاع الاي اي، خلاص I can sign it زي ما كنا بنعمل موديل ريليسز والكلام ده كله، مش هيبقى فيها مشكله يعني. I don't think it's a big problem يعني.
يعني اضيف حاجه نقطه صغيره
اتفضل
على
طبعا.
الجزئيه دي. I think من التحديات اللي احنا لحد دلوقتي، علشان مفيش حد عنده صورة كاملة على الاي اي. يعني لحد دلوقتي الاي اي ده اجتهاد من مجموعة شركات مختلفة، ما فيش حد فوقيهم بينظم العلاقة، ايه اللي مسموح وايه اللي غير مسموح، وتقدر تعمل ايه وايه ما تقدرش تعمل ايه. فكل الريجيليشنز او كل الليميتيشنز اللي موجودة في الاي اي هي ترجع للشركة اللي بتعمله. يعني لو مثلا شات جي بي تي هو اوبن اي اي، الشركه اللي هي بتعمله هي اللي حاطه الشارتر، هي اللي حاطه الكود اوف اثكس بتاعه، ايه اللي مسموح وايه اللي غير مسموح. ممكن لو بنستخدم جيميناي اللي هو بتاع جوجل، هتلاقي جوجل ممكن يالاو انه تعمل حاجات شات جي بي تي ما بيعملهاش، والعكس ممكن يمنعك انك تعمل حاجات شات جي بي تي بيعملها. the same goes بقى والفيجواليزيشنز مع ميد جيرني، مع كلينج، مع هاكس. في اي تول من التولز بتاعت الاي اي هتلاقي الريجيليشنز بتاعتها بترجع الى الشركه نفسها، وده بسبب غياب الجسم المنظم للاندستري دي كلها لحد دلوقتي. ودي حاجه جايه يعني ما فيش مفر منها، هي هتيجي يعني اسمها ايه او عاجلا، دي اسمها سابقا عاجلا او عاجلا فهي كده كده جايه وهتخبطنا كلنا. بس انا شايف ان الفرصه الكويسه جدا لاي حد مهتم بالمجال ده وبيشتغل في المجال بتاعنا هو ان دي الفتره اللي تقدر تتعلم فيها وتحاول تديفلوب باسرع ما يمكن. لان اجان زي ما كلنا شفنا الموضوع ده قبل كده، يعني انترنت مثلا اول ما نزلت في اوائل التسعينات، فاكرين الدوت كوم بوم، كان في ناس كتيره جدا طلعت فلوس كتيره جدا في الاول خالص قبل ما ينظموها، قبل ما يقول لك ما ينفعش تروح تشتري الويب سايت بتاع كوكاكولا يا باشا، فاهم ازاي؟ ده مملوك لشركه تانية، ما ينفعش تروح تعمل مش عارف ايه. هو ده احنا في الضبابيه دي دلوقتي. هي كل قانون محطوط او بيحكم العلاقه بتاعت استهلاك هذه الشركه او ازاي تستخدم المنتجات بتاعتها، هي راجعه للبوليسي بتاعت الشركه نفسها وليس قانون محطوط عليها من فوق. فوانس الريجيليشنز دي تبقى معممه على كل الناس بتنظيم بقى من ايا كان بقى، الامم المتحده هتعمل لها بادي مخصوص، مؤسسه مخصوصه ليها، زي ما حمزه كان بيقول الكونجرس، ايا كان الجهه اللي هتنظمها، في الاخر خالص هتبتدي تشوفوا الاي اي اللي احنا بنستخدمه دلوقتي ده اتشال منه حاجات او ابتدى يبقى ريجيليتد، وفي حاجات ممكن نعملها مش هنعرف نعملها، او هتبقى اصعب، او هتبقى اغلى، او هتبقى مش يعني عشان توصل لها لازم تعمل مجهود اكتر. وهو الموضوع ده بيمس ناس كتيره، مش بس الحكومه او مش بس الجهه المنظمه. هو في صناعات، يعني صناعه السينما اللي احنا فيها دي لوحديها، هو يعني اي اي ده ممكن يقعد استوديوهات كبيره في البيت. فهو الناس دي مش من مصالحها ان الموضوع ده يبقى متطور قوي، او انه يبقى سهل، او ان اي حد يدخل عليه. فدلوقتي هو الوقت الضبابي ده احسن فرصه ان الواحد يستغل الضبابيه دي، انه يتعلم. لان بعد كده الاكسس تو نوليدج مش هيبقى از ايزي، هيبقى اكسبنسيف، هيبقى هارد بيسكلي، يعني مش هيبقى اصعب ان احنا نوصل لها.
May I say a very short thing? Just saying about regulations. You see that the whole AI at the moment is really built on non-laws, right? So just imagine, for example, Midjourney. Everyone knows Midjourney. Midjourney is one of the best tools. That's it. It's based on non-licensed whatever images we find. We harvest the internet and learn as much as we can. Fine. So just imagine the law gets into. They have a law fight lawsuit in the States. Just imagine Disney wins and they forbid that Midjourney is gone. Okay, so now we end up with Firefly or something. Not there yet because it's based on legal stuff. It's not really good. It's getting better, but it's not good. So just imagine these files. Boom, they're going down. They're not accessible anymore. The quality of AI videos would drop intensively because all of a sudden we would need to use legalized image generation. Then the next thing is when VO3 came out, it's super expensive. You're only allowed to have 5 generations per day or per week, whatever. So they regulate this. So normal people, content creators, can't afford doing so many videos. So again, it would drop even more. So there you see, it is this whole thing will change. Sora 2, very easy, very cheap, very free. I don't like the quality yet, but anyway. But once they charge money for it, people won't use it. They'll go to the next one. So it is a hardcore evolving scene. Many things will happen. So that's why we always say we don't fall in love with one tool except Midjourney. That's the best. But you always have to adapt to the next thing because it can happen that the next update will do this, but not this. Like there's first frame, last frame. Oh, by the way, we kicked first frame, last frame, but we have better humans now. Okay, but I need first frame, last frame. Or you do this. So you always have to adapt basically every day, every week. You look, that's how I start my day. 2 mugs of coffee and I watch my YouTube channels. So what's new? That's how your life starts. And I'm a director and a visual effects artist. I should not watch YouTube 1 hour a day in the morning before I start doing other stuff. But that's the reality. And again, regulations will have a huge effect on everything. And thank God, or maybe thank not God. I don't know. It's not there yet, but it will come for sure.
Thank you. I have actually a follow-up question to what you were saying. And I'm going to put it as a small story, and I want your opinion about that. Will the day come that I, as a director, open my computer at home, and in 3 days I have a full fantastic movie with music, with effects, with everything? Or this is like, it will come in a couple of years, or it will never happen? So
I think it will happen. The question is, do we want to see those films, let's say in 5 years from now, which in AI terms is a long time? We see a lot of competition from people that do exactly the same as we do. They create shots, they are a company, they create commercials with AI. But somehow we are getting calls, and very often they say, oh, someone else already produced it and tried it, and they failed. Why do they fail? Because how can they? They use exactly the same software, or pretty much exactly the same software that is accessible to everyone. So it seems like there is a component to it that makes people different. Like if there's one filmmaker who understands film and who did it for a longer time, or is just a better listener, the better watcher, how can he make better output with AI than the guy who just opens his computer and has no idea about anything? So we hope that professional filmmaking, or a good taste for filmmaking, will prevail and will always give the better result. And that people who just type in one single prompt without any guidance will get what we call AI slop, which is just generic content. And for a lot of people, generic content in 5 years, 10 years from now will be okay. But these people are not the ones who valued and cherished cinema in its true art form from the get-go anyway. So most likely, my personal take on it is it will divide between people who consume cheap stuff, and then it's fine for them, and the high-end, the more avant-garde, the more cinematic experience. And there, I think AI will not replace us in creating art.
Same thing. I mean, we have people that work in the commercial industry, working commercials for clients. So the thing is, we had a discussion during the breakfast. AI is a perfect tool for everything that has to do with analytics. Like analyze this, give me your opinion about something. That's perfect. But you work for clients, you have to listen to what did they do before, what do they want the clients to feel when they see the new campaign. So it's about listening and transporting the emotion the client wants into something that ends up in the result. So like a final film or a campaign. And this is something AI is an assistant. So you can say, listen, I want this and this and this emotional image. What can I do? It will be your sparring partner. It will be your guider, your tool that adds on to your idea, but it doesn't listen to your client. It doesn't understand your client. Same for filmmaking. I mean, my 12-year-old, she whenever I'm super proud of something we did in AI and I show it to her and she like says, okay, and I hide it into something real and I say, yeah, this is AI. The new generation, they use it. They know it. They know the look. They know the behavior. They are used to it. And they are fine with being bombarded with AI slop. They are fine with using this. But at one point, this will turn into something boring. And it's this generation that at the moment accepts everything that is AI and they know it's AI. And they will at one point turn into people like we are, like not that we are all the same age group, but it's like the people that are really interested in content and really interested in quality, and then they will demand quality. So the AI slop we experience at the moment is a phase, but it will at one point be boring. And then it will go up into content that is really crafted again. So yeah, the bombardment, we just have to live with it or like take part of it and monetize it. Why not? But at one point, it will turn more into whatever we all said. It will turn more into a tool that we can use to craft something that has more substance.
اوكي، احنا قدامنا تلت ساعة، ففي أي أسئلة تحبوا تسألوها؟ بس أنا أشوف هناك الأستاذ بس.
مساء الخير، أنا اسمي عبد الرحمن، أنا مخرج. كنت عايز أتكلم في حاجة. الريجوليشنز طبعا هتبقى بالنسبة للمودلز البيد. الأوبن سورس مودلز will not be regulated at all. دي حاجة طبيعية. والأوبن سورس بتفيدنا مع البيد. البيد بتدينا حاجة صغيرة بيرفكت، وفي نفس الوقت بنكملها بالأوبن سورس عن طريق الكونفي يو اي وأي برنامج تاني شبيه ليه. بس المشكلة الرئيسية هي إن العملية دي بتاخد وقت طويل جدا. يعني السين الواحد عشان يتعمل هياخد وقت أكتر من تصويره في الواقع في الوقت الحالي. يعني عشان تطلعه بيرفكت وتطلعه بشكل واقعي ورياليستيك أو هايبر رياليستيك زي ما بيقولوا هياخد وقت أطول. والحاجة التانية، كل المودلز سواء البيد أو الأوبن سورس كلها العملية بتاعت عمل الموديل هي تريننج لمجموعة من البيانات الكتيرة. بتفقد البيانات عن المنطقة بتاعتنا، عن الميدل ايست ريجن. فكل البيانات اللي بتطلع كلها بتطلع بشكل أنا آسف أوروبي أو غربي أكتر. فاحنا إيه اللي نقدر نعمله علشان نمبلمنت الجانب بتاعنا أو الميدل ايست عشان تطلع لنا النتائج اللي احنا عايزينها؟ العملية بتاخد وقت أطول عشان أحاول أقرب الحاجة اللي أنا عايز أعملها.
Very, very good question. Oops, I have to do this. You're right. There is one thing I would oppose. I would not say that creating shots in AI on a high level is more expensive or takes longer than shooting for real. Just imagine you want a perfect shot of Zamalek, helicopter shot, fly over. Just an easy thing, okay? So you would need either a drone. I know that drone permits in Egypt and in Cairo take a long time. We know that. So you know too. So in AI, I think for like a 3-4 second shot, 5-second shot, most likely not longer, you can do it in AI, most likely fairly cheap. Yeah. So I would not say it takes longer. So, but you're right, and we have the same thing all the time when we write treatments for commercials. We always have the same problem. The Arabic content is just not widespread enough, and it is most of the times tagged in Arabic. We still suck in Arabic. We should improve, I know, but we still have the problem that we don't have the access to the proper image libraries. And yes, everything is at the moment, let's call it Western Hemisphere tinted. So totally true. So the only thing you can do is train your own stuff locally. You're right. It takes time. It's a time-consuming thing. Yet it will get better for sure. So by now we recently did something for a famous German car brand, and we wanted it to be super accurate to one car. It doesn't matter if it's a car, if it's Zamalek, it doesn't matter what it is, but we wanted to be super specific on one thing. It took us a day and a half feeding it with lots of info, pictures in that case, and it was perfect. So it won't take you much longer than in the future. It might take you a couple of hours, maybe minutes, if you use AI render clouds or like training clouds. But of course, it is not for free. And the only thing we need to get our educational task will be teach everyone that AI is not for free, and it will be more expensive in the future. That's my assumption, because at one point everyone will charge more for it, as always. But everyone expects it to be done by tomorrow and done for free because it's cheap. You're just sitting in front of the computer, blah, blah, blah. And the computer even does your job. So yeah, you have to train it locally.
Talking of open source models, at the moment, it's the Americans and the Chinese battling for dominance. They put a lot of money. So training an LLM, training a video model is not like in the thousands, it's not in the 100,000s. It costs millions, which means whatever they do and they release for free is what for? You can't make money on it in the open source community. It's just about who wins, who has the most dominant, and who can profit 5 years from now. So if there would be a company, let's say in the MENA region, who does exactly the same right now, do they have the same money? Most likely, yeah. But maybe they're there's something that the Americans and the Chinese are not. They are smarter. Maybe they just wait until regulations hit, until the ground is paved more, and then they can bring their own model. And at the moment, they might be on the sidelines and just watching those two entities from the West and the Far East battle each other, and then hop on the train once they have the knowledge and they know what the starting parameters are. We don't know. But for sure, the money is in this country or in the region. The money is there and the will is there because you're wanting to play in the forefront of technology. But maybe there is a bigger plan behind it why they're not jumping on the bandwagon to release constant open source models because they are so costly.
حاجة واحدة في الموضوع ده إن as we speak دلوقتي في a lot of studios in the region in Saudi, in Emirates, and حتى هنا في مصر ممكن يكون في محاولات بس أنا ما أعرفش عنهم بيحاولوا يعملوا كده. بس هو فعلا الموضوع هيرجع في الآخر خالص للحتة دي، مين اللي هيكسب؟ لأن هو الموضوع ده مكلف والموضوع ده بياخد وقت. بس بص زي أي فوتو لايبرري، يعني شات ستوك مثلا، شات ستوك لو كنت بتستخدمه من 15 سنة كنت صعب قوي تلاقي عليه ناس عرب، كنت صعب قوي كل العرب لازم يلبسين فاهم ازاي اسمها ايه دشداشه وتوب وبتاع فيري سبيسيفيك معمولين لدبي. بس باي تايم اللايبرري بتكبر وباي تايم بتلاقي شوف ناس شكلها اقرب، باي تايم هتلاقي اللوكال فوتوغرافرز بيشتغلوا عليها. اتس كامينج. احنا في الخناقه اللي في الاول، موضوع الريجوليشن ده فعلا هيغير كل حاجه في الدنيا. واحنا في يعني مش عارف لو تفتكر الموضوع ده، بس زمان كده كان في اواخر التسعينات كان في خناقه ما بين مين اللي هيبقى المين سيرش انجن في الانترنت، كانت ياهو وجوجل، وكلنا كده اهوت اللي ابتدوا يستخدموا الانترنت اول ما طلعت هو ياهو احسن وانا متعود عليه، وجوجل لما طلع ومين فيهم اللي هيكسب وبتاع، لحد ما ايفنشولي جوجل كسبت وهي اللي كملت. يعني ما حدش بيتكلم دلوقتي على ياهو اوبن سورس او بيد، في الاخر خالص هي الناس دي كلها بتلعب في الضباب. يعني حتى البيد دهوت ما هو اللي حاطط قوانينه بنفسه، مش حد حاططها عليه. هي الفكره كلها زي ما كانوا بيتكلموا ان هي it's coming and it's coming very soon. هي خناقه كبيره واحنا قاعدين بنتفرج، بس هو الفرصه بتاعتك ان انت تفهم الموضوع ده بيتعمل ازاي عشان لما حد يكسب ما تلاقيش نفسك ان انت عايز تجرب مثلا ازاي اعمل فيديو، الاقي ان انا البرومبت الواحده دي هتكلفني $10 هتكلفني $20. انت دلوقتي ممكن تعمل 100 برومبت في اليوم، دلوقتي هتقعد تفكر يا ريتني كنت عملتها لما كان ببلاش وفهمت ازاي اشغلها، فاهم ازاي؟ دلوقتي هروح ادفع لي $1000 علشان بس اجرب اعمل سين اروح اصوره ارخص versus ان انت في المستقبل هيجي. فهي it's coming، وانا شايف ان دي الفرصه بتاعتنا كلنا ان احنا نتعلم علشان لما يرجع الريجوليشن او يبتدي يتقنن الموضوع ده في حاجات كتيره جدا هتتغير.
لا، واللي حضرتك برضو بتقوله على التريننج this is really important. This is يعني it's a really good point and it's an investment opportunity جدا جدا جدا. يعني you'll see مثلا دلوقتي في السعودية human eye if you're هم عملوا البتاعة دي so they can fill this gap، عشان يفيل الجاب بتاعت ان هو المودلز مش عرب، الدنيا شكلها مش زينا والكلام ده كله. This is a really good point يعني and it's an opportunity ان احنا كلنا نحاول نعمل الكلام ده، يعني نبقى بنحاول نساعد عشان نعرف نطلع موديل شكلهم زينا والحاجة تبقى شبهنا جدا والكلام ده كله. That's a really good point يعني.
At the moment you can get the image generator that started it all, Midjourney, we talked about, for free at meta.ai. Love or hate Mark Zuckerberg, but he spent money. If you go on meta.ai and hit on like there's a generate button, you can use the original engine of Midjourney for free. And so far, I have not hit a limit on the daily basis what I prompt there. So basically the $10, which is the lowest tier on Midjourney, the $10 tier, you get for free. Let's see how long that lasts. Maybe a week, maybe a month, maybe a year, but at one point they will stop putting money into it because they want their money back somehow. And making use of these kind of things that sometimes only last a month is great to learn.
One small thing, because there's one more thing, because you said look like us. So of course, like we Europeans, we could be French, Spanish, most likely not Italian. You wouldn't see. Like Polish, doesn't matter. There's two European dudes sitting on the stage holding a microphone. I know. But we work in the industry in the Arab countries since 2009. There is no look like us, right? So there's the Egyptian look, there is the Emirati look, then there's people from Saudi, then there is the Dubai mix, then there is Kuwaiti. So everyone of your look looks different. And now tell Midjourney, I want like an Emirati-looking woman. Hell no. The client will say no. And it's the same for men. It's like, it's the nose, it's the mustache, it's the eye, it's the skin tone, it's everything. So this finessing, this is where I will most likely fail for a long time, because it's exactly this. I mean, we are like Southern Germans, so we look slightly different than Northern Germans. Anyway, you don't care, you don't need to know, but it is the case. And it's like these little things where you need to direct AI.
And
by
probably
picture.
this will cost you a lot in the future.
Basically, that one company that wins in technology Oscar gets the Schmach right with AI, because that is difficult.